thing I most remember about Saginaw is that he showed up to every race. He came to run. He came to run with his heart. Never gave up, and he's just a true champion. And I'm just happy that everybody got a chance to enjoy him on the racetrack.
21 for 41 in his racing career, a New York-bred champion. We will never forget Saginaw. He's always close to our hearts and minds, and that was evident today. We had the first running of the Saginaw. Good to see the old boy's name in the program.
Yeah, nice that he's honored in this way. A horse that, like him, is the heart and soul of this industry. A horse who shows up every time and gives 120%.
Real blue-collar champion, claimed for $30,000, would go on to win just shy of $1 million. Many of his wins, in fact, for David Jacobson. And Drawing Away Stable, it was nice seeing their little shrine down on the first floor of the clubhouse today. Good stuff on this Saturday afternoon. We remember Saginaw. We look ahead to Saratoga Racecourse on this penultimate day of racing. Day number 58. It's Richard Migliore, Jason Blewett. Glad you've settled in with us here on MSG Plus for the next half hour or so as we get down to business. And how about the Triple Crown champion, American Pharoah, outstretching his legs. A nice three-quarter breeze today at Del Mar, Mig. Things are getting serious.
Yeah, 111-2, but what was, to me, even more impressive was the fact that he wound up pulling up a mile in 138-1. That is racehorse time, and he didn't even breeze that distance. That was just on the gallop out and the pull-up. He is a serious, serious horse, and I can never get tired of watching his Belmont Stakes and that Triple Crown coronation.
It's amazing. I was thinking about it last night. This is the first time I'm ever leaving and closing down a summer meet at Belmont Park and heading north to Saratoga, as we are all doing, whether you're playing from home, staying downstate, going up to Saratoga Springs. But when this meet ends tomorrow at around 6 p.m. or so, this will cap a Belmont summer meet in which we had a Triple Crown winner. It really is remarkable. And, I mean, earth-shattering when you think about it.
Well, an historic event that we were not only witness to, but the fact that we were working here at the time, I just think it's so great. I was here for two of them as a kid, as a fan, and now here I was as a NYRA employee, and it was just a great, great day and a thrill to witness it.
And just 15 days out from the Haskell, Sunday, August 2nd. That's another sweet little thing. I said, man, oh, man, the race is just 2 weeks away. Is Triple Crown winner going to run in 2 weeks?
Well, that's why they picked up the tempo in his training. He gave him some freshening. I think he was getting a little worn out. Maybe Bob Baffert as much as the horse, with all the visitors, the hordes of people that wanted to get to touch the Triple Crown winner, and they kind of backed off that. But now they picked up his training, and he looks like he is spot on. Who's he going to face in the Haskell? I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Be a very short field. We'll see who shows up there. I read War Story, who will be a long shot no matter who shows up, is likely to run. But I can't imagine many people will be going against American Pharoah in the starting gate. We look forward to him on Sunday, August 2nd, down on the Jersey Shore. Busy Saturday, a warm Saturday. In fact, the Mig and I are trying not to melt under these bright lights here in our third-floor studio. The humidity came back in full force, as did Irad Ortiz and Javier Castellano. Locking heads in the rider standings. 7 calls today for Javier, and Irad rode in all 10 races.
And they both got shut out, so they are still 1 win apart. Javier leading the way, but they'll go at it again here tomorrow. And these guys take a lot of pride in being lead-in rider. They're going to be pulling out all stops, so something to keep the excitement level going on our final day of racing before we head up north.
And we've had a good dose of excitement on Insider this week. It's pretty much at this time of the show been all about Saratoga. Yeah. We talked and looked at some great hopefuls. How about the Midsummer Derby? $1.25 million will be the purse on Saturday, August 29th. A late Travers this year. Let's take back in the time machine, 1992, the New York-bred Thunder Rumble.
Thunder Rumble under Herbie McCauley. I had the privilege of riding him later on in his career. Richie O'Connell, one of the best horsemen that I've ever been around, unfortunately left us way too early, but not before leaving his mark, particularly on Saratoga with Thunder Rumble.
Holy Bull, 1994, mere 2 years later. Would the Bull be able to sustain the Rabbit Comanche Trail and go the 1.25 miles? This race from start to finish, and adding Tom Durkin's call, just the best ever.
Yeah, I mean, that call was amazing when he said there is cause for concern. Yes. But then you could see Holy Bull dig down deep, one of your favorite horses of all time. Mike Smith going to that rapid-fire left hand to get every ounce out of the Bull. And yes, he holds on.
Beating a future Breeders' Cup Classic champion. Did not beat a slouch in Concern. How about 5 years later, the late, great Hall of Fame trainer Scotty Schulhofer with his upset Belmont winner, Lemon Drop Kid, a rare double taking the test for the champion and the Midsummer Derby.
Yeah, Lemon Drop Kid, a horse I don't think ever gets his full due, and he had turned into a decent sire. Jose Santos, Hall of Famer Jose Santos, in the saddle here, and nice to see that. And remember Scotty Schulhofer as well.
Who was inside of Lemon Drop Kid? Who was staying
that
on?
was Shane Sellers.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I know this isn't right, Vicar?
Well, you got the V right. Vision and Verse.
Vision and Verse. That was Shane Sellers, though.
Was Shane Sellers. Herbie Castillo rode that horse in the Belmont
as well. But I think he got injured before the Travers that year. But yeah, they actually, and they ran 1-2 in the Belmont Stakes as well, Vision and Verse and Lemon Drop Kid.
Indeed. 1999, Charismatic was going for the Triple Crown. It was not meant to be, but we wound up getting one, 16 years later with American Pharaoh.
Worth the wait.
It was worth the wait, and we'll look forward to him again on the Jersey Shore just 15 days out. In fact, there's his commemorating plaque, joining the 11 prior Triple Crown winners from 1919 all the way through 2015. Let's move on to race number 3. We'd love to hang out and do headlines all day. Let's get to day number 58. Third race, the first of 2 stakes on the card. It's the first running of the Saginaw with Larry Comas.
I Love Lulu on the inside is sent out to take the lead. Saratoga Snacks, Not a Cat But a Llama next on the outside. And then Gridley here, Empire Dreams, trails the field but only 4 lengths behind as they head up the backstretch. And it is I Love Lulu and Saratoga Snacks locked in early battle. Not a Cat But a Llama just off of them with Gridley here to the inside. The trailer is Empire Dreams and the quarter was an easy 24 2/5 seconds. Up the backstretch they go, and it's I Love Lulu on the inside and Saratoga Snacks on the outside. These two continue to vie for command. Gridley here is third, Not a Cat But a Llama fourth, and Empire Dreams trails the field 4 lengths off of dueling leaders I Love Lulu and Saratoga Snacks, who complete a half mile in 48 3/5 seconds, and there's a half mile to go. I Love Lulu by a neck. Saratoga Snacks on the outside, right alongside. Not a Cat But a Llama now takes third. And then it's Gridley here to the inside, and Empire Dreams ridden along at the back of the field. Around the far turn, Saratoga Snacks in front from I Love Lulu. Not a Cat But a Llama. Empire Dreams is moving now, and moving well on the far outside. And Gridley here is 5th and last as they come toward the top of the stretch in the Saginaw. And with a sweeping rush on the outside, it's Empire Dreams. Empire Dreams has taken the lead. Saratoga Snacks will try to battle with him, and he's doing it with a furlong to go. Not a Cat But a Llama was third. Inside the final furlong, it is Empire Dreams and Saratoga Snacks coming right back at him, and Saratoga Snacks did it, beating Empire Dreams a half a length on the wire. Then it was Gridley here and Not a Cat But a Llama.
I feel pretty comfortable saying Saginaw would be proud with Saratoga Snacks winning his stake today. This is a real blue-collar kind of hard-trying fan favorite, much like Saginaw, Saratoga Snacks.
I think it's well said, Jason. Very much in the same likeness as Saginaw, a horse that fights for it. And Saratoga Snacks, obviously, he is happy in Gary Siaka's barn. He gets the best run. The horse is in raging form, gets his 9th victory, goes well over $600,000 earning. Let's give a little bit of praise here to the 4 Empire Dreams. He didn't get the greatest setup for his late running style. He's given Saratoga Snacks, 6 pounds, and he still ran a winning race, but Saratoga Snacks was not to be denied today.
Enjoying that renaissance with Gary Siaka, Hall of Famer Johnny V aboard. We'll look forward to the rematch between Snacks and Empire Dreams about 175 miles north of the Big V, upstate at historic Saratoga Racecourse. It is the final Saturday, a big pick 6 carryover as well. We'll work on the main track. We'll send it to break, and don't worry, the main will be in good shape when we come back. Summertime in the big city, the Big Apple, at big and beautiful Belmont Park. Things have settled down. They're quiet in the paddock. Not so here in our third floor clubhouse studios, and that won't be the case, Mig, this coming Friday July 24th at the Spa.
The backyard and the Spa will be hopping. We'll be there. We'll be all excited and looking forward to the greatest racing that North America has to offer, which is every summer for over 150 years now in Saratoga. It's always good in Saratoga.
All right, summer place to be. We'll see you up there Friday, July 24th. Will be a fun opening weekend. An opening weekend you and I, minus Andy Serling, who is not working until opening day, will preview on the National Racing Report. We hope everybody tunes in Monday and Tuesday. We'll have a brief stakes overview for the first couple of Grade 1s next weekend at the Spa. But let's move on. Speaking of stakes, today's second and final feature, the second running of the Rockville Center. Good amount of fans hanging out in the backyard, and of course that top of the stretch picnic area. But let's get it back to Larry Comas, 3/4 main track. These are New York bred 2-year-olds.
They're off in the Rockville Center. And Dr. Shane goes out to the early lead. Love That Jazz has speed 2 and Lucky Laurie on the inside. These three speed out 4 lengths ahead of Extinct Charm. And then it's Spin Cycle, Uno Amayo, Manipulated, and the trailer is Devastating. And the field races for the far turn. Love That Jazz leads Dr. Shane by a neck. And Lucky Laurie is just off of them, running in third. The first quarter was in 22 and 4/5 seconds. Extinct Charm follows in fourth, 5 lengths off the lead on the turn. Then Manipulated moving up on the outside. They're followed by a line of 3, Devastating, Extreme Outside, Spin Cycle between, and Uno Amayo down at the rail. Up top, it is Love That Jazz and Dr. Shane. Locked in battle, and Lucky Laurie right behind them. Running in third and coming 3 wide at the top of the stretch. The half was in 47 seconds flat. And Dr. Shane has taken the lead now. It is Dr. Shane coming to the 8th pole in front. On the outside, Manipulated is closing strongly now, and Lucky Laurie between those two. And here comes Manipulated. Manipulated down the center of the track, takes over the lead, and pulls away to win the Rockville Center in his debut. And there was Lucky Laurie, Dr. Shane, and Extinct Charm.
When you consider Jimmy Jerkins as such a purist, an old-school horseman, and a real traditionalist, fact that he's running New York bred restricted stake or not, Manipulated first time out against stakes horses, that probably piqued your interest, and, well, here's the goods right here, kicking clear.
Yeah, I think he tipped his hand that Manipulated was pretty good. Got a pedigree that to be proud of. You didn't used to see New York breds with this kind of pedigree, but Chester and Mary Broman breed a good horse. Jimmy Jerkins trains horses like his father. I mean, he's just, to me, a eventual Hall of Famer as well. And Luis Saez had himself quite a day.
Hat-trick on the afternoon for Mr. Saez, who's really picked things up over the last few weeks. He should be primed and ready to go and get off to a good start at Saratoga. Manipulated, proving best over Lucky Laurie in the Rockville Center. Race number 8 went on the main track, a 7-furlong allowance, 3 and up, non-winners of 1. And here's Larry Comas once again.
And it's Day of Fury who's out the best. DeKalb County on the outside broke well. And then it's Colin Smile on the inside, away running in third. Sabata Alegre goes up in between horses. After that comes Indian Brute, who is now 5th and 3 lengths off the lead up the backstretch. Then Sue to the outside of Round, and the trailer is Joking. So they continue their way up the backstretch, and the opening quarter mile goes in 22 and 2/5 seconds. Day of Fury leads the way. DeKalb County on the outside is second. Then it's Colin Smile to the inside, and Sabata Alegre. Indian Brute follows in 5th. Now 3 lengths off the lead with a half mile to go. 2.5 to Round, and on the outside is Sue, and the trailer on the far turn is Joking. It is Day of Fury leading DeKalb County on the far turn, 3/4 of a length, but Indian Brute gets going and is moving 3 wide now. And from the back of the pack, Joking is getting going and means business as they come to the top of the stretch, a 46 flat half mile, and they're into the stretch, and here comes Indian Brute on the outside, and down the center, continuing to gain ground is Joking. Day of Fury is given away, so too is DeKalb County. Final furlong, it is Indian Brute in front. On the outside, Joking. Day of Fury third on the inside, Joking coming up after Indian Brute, and it is going to be Joking. Indian Brute was second, DeKalb County third, and Day of Fury fourth.
He was serious today, Joking, who often shows up with the late kick and a consistent check getter. Today, he finally delivered that knockout punch.
It really broke through under a well-judged ride by Angel Cruz. I guess it's fair to say Joking wasn't fooling around today. The disappointment out of the race, I think we'd both agree, was DeKalb County. Chased from the outside and really came up empty. Actually did good to finish third and probably save some people with their show bet.
I would have to think so. He was a tick above even money, but the day belonged to joking. Charlton Baker done a nice job with this 6-year-old son of distorted humor, who previously had finished second behind Speightster, who might be Jim Dandy bound or Kings Bishop bound, and Victory is Sweet, who seems like a 3-year-old going places for JMS and Michelle Nevin.
Yeah, certainly some good company lines there, that's for sure.
All right, this also seemed like a day to me on the main track where you wanted to be outside, maybe those 2 inside pass, not the place to be.
Yeah, especially when they were contested like that. They were pretty much, running hard the whole way, no breathers on the front end.
All right, fair enough. Outside flowers, I think the way to go. We'll see what else shook out on day number 58, April 29th. Doesn't seem that long ago, but here we go. Final Saturday, race 1, all the way through the nightcap, race 10, and of course the missing pieces in today's Big Pick 6 carryover.
So down toward the inside in the final furlong. Bred to Boss in front. Bred to Boss down to the final 16th clear from Summer Dancer and Mandolin wins, and it's Bred to Boss. Bred to Boss will win it by about 2 in the end. Summer Dancer second, Mandolin wins third, then a photo between Pollard, Secret, and Ganso. 112 flat and turns for home on the lead. It's I'm Stepping It Up on the inside, holding on with 1 furlong to go, in front by almost 2 now. And then it's First Bid, Private Tail to the outside, followed by Rockford, Frost Jordan, and Playing a Joke on the far outside. But it's going to be I'm Stepping It Up. I'm Stepping It Up pulls away to win it by 5 lengths in the end. And then it was Private Tail, Frost Jordan, and Playing a Joke. Star of New York picks it up on the far outside after a 46 3/2 mile. Attractive Ride comes to the 8th pole with a 3-length lead. Into second is Star of New York, who's trying to close the gap late. Attractive Ride by 2.5. Star of New York still coming. Attractive Ride 1.5 lengths. Star of New York still coming. Attractive Ride, Star of New York, Attractive Ride holds off Star of New York. And then came Love to Run, and turns for home with a 6-length lead. Sky Tower and Manny Franco have opened up here. They're 6 in front of Bluegrass Rye with 1/8 of a mile to go. Then 4th of July on the outside. Sky Tower by 5 as they come down to the line, and they won't get him. Sky Tower leads every jump of the way, races for second, maybe Vigilante, who came late on the outside of 4th of July and Bluegrass Rye. To find some running room right behind them is Transcend, but he's got no place to go, has to swing to the outside in traffic now, and here on the far outside comes Police Camp. They're into the final 16th, and now it is Marvino in front, Police Camp on the outside, closing late. These two will decide it, and Police Camp got there just in time over Marvino. And then it was as they come to the top of the stretch. Tricky Zippy is now the leader. Perfect Freud is closing on the far outside. Champagne Ruby is right there in contention between horses. And then it's Scataway, and here's Delicious is closing in too. Final furlong here. Tricky Zippy. Tricky Zippy, a 3-length lead. And then here's Delicious and Scataway. It's Tricky Zippy to win it by 3. Here's Delicious second, Scataway third, and then a 3-way photo for 4th among Take Issue, Perfect Freud. Comes into the final furlong with a 3-length lead. And now Hatta's Appeal is cutting into it. Second on the outside, Jamalari follows in third. Here's Hatta's Appeal with a rush. Hatta's Appeal and Manny Franco to take the lead, and they'll pull away from here. Hatta's Appeal to win it. It is going to be Jamalari second over Mary's in Utopia, and then Pink Freud Live.
Hatta's Appeal, the missing piece in that big carryover pick 6. No quadruple carryover into Sunday. We will have a mandatory payout in tomorrow's pick 6. 10 races, 1:20 p.m. The first post, my friend Manny Franco won a pair of races. And speaking of a pair, 2 9-year-olds, locked horns, heads apart essentially down to the wire in race number 4. That's worth the second look today with Attractive Ride and the runner-up Star of New York.
And 2 horses that wanted it badly. Attractive Ride, you could see his expression on his face. He was pinning his ears, sticking his neck out. He did not want to get past. Star of New York was coming at him. Star of New York's been in great form for the Jason Service Barn. And Irad Ortiz comes up. about a head short from tying it up in the jockey standings, but a game performance by two senior citizens.
A combined 150 starts or so between both 9-year-olds who were first and second. Separated by a half a head, 22 wins and counting for Attractive Ride. Star of New York has got 11. Good crew there. Let's move on to the rider standings, and there you go with a final Saturday and day 58 down, and they were both shut out today, but some impressive numbers regardless with those two.
Yeah, and neither one of them is going to be happy if they don't win this. They're that close. They want it. It's going to be fun to watch them battle the wire.
Luis Saya has 3 wins today. Johnny V picked up a pair, as did Manny Franco.
Yeah, nice colony, and these boys will be slugging it out in Saratoga. And we're adding a few people, too, guys coming from Kentucky and other places as well.
And that'll be the trainer roster upstate at the Spa. Kentucky outfit's already shipping north to Saratoga Racecourse. Todd Pletcher, in the meantime, stuck on 43. It's been a wild, outstandingly successful summer meet. He's 2 away from an all-time record. We'll see if he can do it here tomorrow afternoon. And claims. They've been wheeling and dealing in the claim box, prepping for Saratoga, and I see a few horses changed hands today.
Interesting. Love to Run, who seems to run once a week and running well, finished 3rd today, goes to Michael Pino. It would be interesting to see where he shows up because Michael Pino has horses in other jurisdictions.
And I like this claim with Gary Gullo and Hot Rendezvous. Maybe she just needs a change of scenery. She's got some back class, a New York bred that is pretty good, and at her best, a very good New York bred. We have got a little paddock selfie going on right in front of Big Red, and Mig and I will have a Sunday preview when we come back. Beautiful Belmont Park on a gorgeous Saturday evening here in July. And now's the time to get involved. The new NYRA.com. Watch and wager. Only jockeys get closer to the action. And if you're a new prospective member, well, take a chance, sign up, and we will credit your first deposit up to $125. Very easy game, very user-friendly, and there is a very slight beginner's curve on the new NYRA.com. One-stop shopping for everything Saratoga.
Don't you like that, too? Hey, New York, like hay is for horses. Hey, New York.
Hay is for horses. And we've got some horses scooting down the far turn here. Keep your eye, number 2, Wonderment. There was the steady. And this horse lost a lot of ground and still will be able to muster up a winning effort.
Yeah, she really did. And you know, I think it's less traumatic on young horses because they're just a bit more nimble, and she was able to catch her stride pretty quickly, but not to belittle her trouble. And the fact that she was able to come outside and finish as well as she did, take some kickback. Interesting to me, though, that Joel Rosario, who rode her here, winds up on a first-time starter of John Kimmel's in here by Bernardini, another Chester Broman horse. And John's first-timers tend to not break especially sharp, but she's outside. She shouldn't get pinched, but he'll have to be looking over his shoulder for the horse he did ride, Wonderment.
It is a good call with Joel getting on the Bernardini firster. The Bromans, in fact, also have one with Jimmy Jerkins and Praying Mantis, another firster. But we have the Zayat, folks. They'll be 2 weeks away tomorrow afternoon from American Pharaoh in the Haskell. Crowd Control pulled off the upset, defeating a few of these, including young Anna Lee and Sea Pebble.
And I thought really had a tough trip here. Was chasing, 3 wide throughout. Looked like she was trying to run away from horses a little bit, just like a green horse will, and then continued on resolutely with, to me, a less than ideal trip. I think she'll probably be a little bit more focused, break a little bit sharper, and could even maybe dictate this race.
And a good effort first time out from the runner-up, who's actually in the 3-path and angling outside the winner at this point, young Anna Lee, who had that dreaded inside post, took some kickback, and was fairly seasoned as she actually rallies between horses to finish second best in her first start for trainer Joe Sharp. We'll see who proves best out of the rematch, and we can move on to race number 9 a bit later. We stay with the New York breds. That was the Lynbrook, race number 4. The 9th race, how about a trip back to the Big A during the spring meet on the main track. Drama King by No Biz Like Showbiz. He won this race by quite a bit in April.
Yeah, Drama King was very good here. I love the outside posts in these elongated one-turn races at Belmont Park. They just seem to be able to get in the race the right way, kind of gallop into the race. He was chasing a hot pace last time, and I think with the setup of this race and the outside draw, this could be one of Irad Ortiz's wins tomorrow. I think this is a race that could put him right where he needs to be in the jockey race.
Of course, it'll be a very short price, Drama King. We open the show with 3 Travers winners. Here's a state bred by a former Travers champ and Colonel John, talking about all about Ashley. Colt going out for Belmont, making that turf to dirt move.
Yeah, How do you like that turf to dirt mood? I know some people really swear by it, or like an angle like blinkers off. How do you feel about that?
It depends on the horse and what kind of race it is. In this case, I thought his dirt race, All About Ashley, the one we're looking at, was better than his turf race. So I think at this point he's a better horse on the dirt.
Little light on the buyer figures, though, compared to the favorite outside Drama King.
And a little Pletcher Rapoli with the number one-sided, who on this day, Memorial Day weekend, was the number 5 and somehow gutted out the win despite the fact he lost the lead while running on the rail.
And lost the lead by almost a half a length and battled back. This is one of 2 Todd Pletcher trainees tomorrow. Now, the training title's a foregone conclusion, but he has to win with both of his starters to take that record away from David Jacobson for number of wins. So one-sided, he's going to have to step his game up.
And there's nothing one-sided about Maggie Wolfendale, who has not one but 2 plays in her exacta pick tomorrow.
Thanks, Jay and Mig. Well, for the Paddock Insider, our last Paddock Insider for this Belmont Spring Summer Meet will come in race number 5 tomorrow. It is for the 2-year-olds, and we're going 6 furlongs on the turf. There's some okay firsters, especially from the Todd Pletcher barn and the Graham Motion barn, but I'm going to go with horses dropping out of the June 28th race, which was rained off and contested over a sloppy track. I think of the 3, the 2 higher priced individuals, especially Jan's Reserve here, could stand to move up. Now, Jan's Reserve, I thought, stayed on pretty well, kind of up towards the pace, ran a bit greenly, but Mike Dilger does very good things with his 2-year-old second-time starters, and this one was intended to run on the turf, has some pedigree to back that up. I like him a lot tomorrow, and I would throw in Manhattan Dan, as he was one who took a lot of money for Gary Contessa in that off the turf race, and I wrote down will need the turf. I mean, it's very much a turf hoof on him. He showed some brief speed in that effort before fading pretty badly, but I think the turf will definitely move him up, and you're going to get a big price tomorrow, as they are your Paddock Insider Exacta, going out with a bang for tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Maggie, and we end the show with a look back at one of our favorite people's champions, the mighty Saginaw. May he rest in peace. The Big and I will see you tomorrow night for closing day right here on MSG Plus.